Woman gambled away her entire savings in just 2 hours, even owing the casino millions in high-interest loans. Just as the casino owner was about to sell her to pay off the debt, her delivery man husband arrived just in time. He immediately took out all his savings, including their only property. To save his wife, the man abandoned all dignity and was prepared to live a life of hardship. However, what he didn't know was that the woman, seemingly obsessed with gambling, was actually the daughter of Jiangqing's richest man. She had concealed her identity and deceived her husband for 5 years, simply to test his loyalty. Now the test was over, and the woman wanted to reveal her true identity. Unexpectedly, her best friend gave her a bad idea, saying that the previous 5 years only meant the man could endure hardship with her, not that he could share wealth. Therefore, the best friend planned to set 3 more tests for the man. Only by passing all of them could he prove his true love for the woman. Immediately afterward, the best friend turned on the surveillance camera. It turned out she had secretly filmed the man's every move. The first test was to see him become rich overnight. The best friend took out a full 100 million yuan and organized a fake lottery. When the man came to deliver takeout, she deliberately let him participate in the lottery. The result was that he would inevitably win. Their purpose was to see if the man would tell the woman immediately after winning the 100 million yuan prize. The woman deeply believed in her husband's love and thought he would definitely tell her right away. But the best friend scoffed and immediately summoned a group of fake reporters to interview him. Unexpectedly, when the man saw a group of devices filming her, he hurriedly shouted to blur his face, saying that his wife mustn't know. Hearing this, the woman's view of love collapsed. She couldn't believe her husband wanted to embezzle the prize money. But after some internal struggle, she still believed that her husband wanted to surprise her. But the best friend fanned the flames, saying that the last man who won the big prize even poisoned his wife to keep it all for himself. This statement stunned the woman. After returning home that evening, the man specially bought a cake he wouldn't normally buy and eagerly fed it to the woman. However, remembering her best friend's words, the woman insisted that the man share. Hearing this, the man only took a small bite, and the woman reluctantly ate the rest. At that moment, the man suddenly started bleeding heavily from his nose. The woman was terrified, suspecting the cake was poisoned, and, fearing for her life, immediately vomited it all up. She then immediately called her private doctor. However, after testing, the doctor said the woman was not poisoned. It turned out that the man's nosebleed was because for 5 years, he had worked several jobs every day to pay off the woman's debts, which had exhausted his health and led to terminal cancer. He now had at most a month to live. To avoid hurting the woman, he deliberately concealed the truth. He also didn't tell her about winning the lottery, simply to prevent her from gambling again. But the woman and her best friend were unaware of this and began the second test. The second test was seduction. The best friend sent a beautiful saleswoman to seduce the man. She thought he could hold out a while, but to her surprise, the saleswoman's simple tricks were enough to make him buy a multi-million-dollar villa. He even brought 10 beautiful women to keep him company. This infuriated the woman. She couldn't believe her husband of 5 years was not only greedy but also lecherous. Her best friend, adding fuel to the fire, said the man was definitely transferring assets and would likely file for divorce soon. Therefore, she decided to conduct a third test. First, the best friend helped the woman obtain a fake infertility diagnosis. If the man saw that the woman couldn't have his child but still didn't file for divorce, then it meant true love. Otherwise, he was a complete scumbag. The woman initially disagreed with this method, but the thought of her husband going out with 10 beautiful women filled her with rage. Little did she know that the man had invited so many women simply to get their suggestions on what she would like, and he had already made a will bequeathing all his property to his wife after his death. The women, seeing the man's deep affection, were filled with envy. But then, the woman made a phone call, summoning the man to the hospital. She then produced a diagnosis of infertility, telling him she couldn't have children and that if he wasn't satisfied, they should divorce. Unexpectedly, the man agreed without hesitation, uttering a series of harsh words. His true intention was simply to prevent the woman from worrying too much about him after his death. Everything he did was for her sake. The unsuspecting woman was utterly disappointed. Her best friend revealed the results of the tests she had taken over the past few days, angrily denouncing him as a wicked scumbag. Now, the man had no way out and went all the way, signing the marriage agreement, declaring that he had abandoned the woman and that from now on, they would have no relationship and would never see each other again. The woman was heartbroken. She told the man she would show him just how foolish his actions were. Then, she had a large group of bodyguards enter and publicly revealed her identity.